Namaste, Jai Hind and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. Now, according to the government's transportation data portal Vahan, electric two-wheeler sales in the country have actually jumped 36% in the year 2023. The sales have crossed the 8 lakh mark. Now, as per Vahan data, total electric vehicle retail sales in 2023 accounted to about 7% of the total automobile sales across Bharat. This can only get better, ladies and gentlemen. A remarkable surge also in the demand for residential properties across Bharat's top 8 cities. Knight Frank India data actually reveals that the 8 cities witnessed a 5% growth in annual sales with over 3.29 lakh apartments sold in 2023. Mumbai recorded the highest sales, showcasing a 2% growth. Kolkata saw a 16% increase in home sales, followed by Ahmedabad at 15% and Pune at 13%. In the face of global financial market turbulence, experts suggest that the Indian rupee appears to be more resilient due to a narrowed current account deficit and a bolstered forex reserves. Increased exports post-pandemic have buffered the current account deficit, keeping it manageable at 2% in the financial year 2023, despite soaring commodity prices. Forex reserves at over $600 billion fortify the RBI's ability to stabilize the rupee. And this comes at a contrast to a decade ago when Bharat was tagged among the fragile 5 economies. And now to set up debate number 1 on The Right Stand tonight, and it is around the national capital of Delhi, the state of Delhi, its Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal and the growing charges of graft right at the Aam Aadmi Party chief's doorstep. Be it the excise policy or the liquor scam, and now the LG of Delhi asking for a CBI inquiry into the scam around fake lab tests and of course dawai medicines with the mohalla clinics.
दो साल से बीजेपी की सारी एजेंसीज कई रेड मार चुकी हैं, कई लोगों को गिरफ्तार कर चुकी हैं, लेकिन अभी तक एक भी पैसे का हेरफेर कहीं नहीं मिला। इन्होंने मुझे समन भेजे हैं। मेरे वकीलों ने मुझे बताया कि ये समन गैर कानूनी है। इनका मकसद तो लोकसभा चुनाव में मुझे प्रचार करने से रोकना है।
पहले आपने मोहल्ला क्लिनिक बनाई, फिर उसमें जांच, पहले मामूली जांच होती थी, फिर बड़ी जांच की व्यवस्था की, फिर वो सब आउटसोर्स कर दी। यानी कुछ वैसा ही जैसा शराब घोटाले में हुआ था। यानी अभी तक तो दारू का घोटाला था, अब दवा का घोटाला भी।
हम अरविंद केजरीवाल से सिर्फ एक सवाल पूछ रहे हैं कि अगर शराब नीति ठीक थी तो बदली क्यों, और अगर घोटाला नहीं किया तो फिर जांच से भागना क्यों?
Why run if you have nothing to hide? That's the question that the BJP is asking of the Aam Aadmi Party and its chief Arvind Kejriwal. Meanwhile, Arvind Kejriwal came to power with a thumping majority not once but twice because of the assurance of zero corruption and good governance. But now trouble seems to be brewing for the Aam Aadmi Party's prized Delhi model. While on the one hand, Kejriwal has skipped 3 ED summons in the alleged excise policy scam, on the other hand, the Delhi LG has ordered a fresh investigation, in fact asking for a CBI investigation against alleged malpractices in the Delhi government's mohalla clinics. A huge political fight has erupted between the AAP and the BJP. Arvind Kejriwal, who refused to appear before the ED and said it's gundagardi by the ED to arrest him and that the arrest itself and the summons itself is illegal. The BJP hitting back at Arvind Kejriwal, accusing him of running away from the crew. Kejriwal dubbing the ED summons as illegal, calling the case false. The BJP alleging that Kejriwal is actually the kingpin in the excise policy scam with Sisodia and Sanjay Singh. Behind the bars, Arvind Kejriwal alleges AAP leaders are being framed to weaken the Aam Aadmi Party's campaign fray or its poll positions ahead of the Lok Sabha 2024. The BJP quick on the counter, coming back and asking this Choro ki Barat moaning Bab is what has come across from the BJP towards the Aam Aadmi Party. Arvind Kejriwal going on to allege that the BJP is using probe agencies like the EDI and the CBI to poach leaders or to put pressure on political parties. The BJP refuting the allegation, saying the money trail has been established by the courts itself. Kejriwal even questioned the timing of the ED notice and said attempts are being made to stop him from campaigning for the 2024 polls. The BJP hitting back to say the Delhi Chief Minister is behaving like a fugitive. Why run if you have nothing to hide? Now, why is the Enforcement Directorate lens on Arvind Kejriwal when it comes to the Delhi excise policy case? The first reason, the Enforcement Directorate claims video call between Chief Minister and Sameer Mahindu. The second, accused Dinesh Arora claimed he met Arvind Kejriwal. Also, ED has claimed Vijay Nair was acting at the Chief Minister's behest. A remand note of Amit Arora mentions Arvind Kejriwal. The fifth reason, Manish Sisodia's ex-PA claimed policy report was given at the Chief Minister's residence. Reason number 6, YSRCP MP said his son welcomed into business by Arvind Kejriwal. Reason number 7, ED believes proceeds went to the Aam Aadmi Party and could be made an accused, that is the AAP convener or the AAP chief Arvind Kejriwal. Now, days after a CBI probe into substandard medicines, now the LG has ordered a probe into alleged flake lab tests. Let's take you through what the Vigilance Department has alleged. The first charge, fraudulently marked attendance in 7 mohalla clinics. Second charge, tests recommended without the presence of doctors. Third charge, fake mobile numbers starting with 12345 have been entered. Charge 4, 3,100 tests have been recommended on one number, 9999999999. Charge 5, 20,000 tests mentioned on blank mobile numbers. Charge number 6, 800 mobile numbers mentioned 15 or more times. The biggest charge is the intent is to generate invoices against work not done. So this is brazen Farjiwada, a scam. Delhi Daru Dawai, Imandar image, has it been dented? Is the question we ask.
Hello, Moto.
Joining us this evening, Mandir Singh Sirsa, National Secretary, BJP. With us, we also have Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author, political commentator, scientist, and also a Delhi Vasi. And we have Piyush Joshi, political analyst. Namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you very, very much. All of us ply our wares somewhere in and around Delhi, including Mr. Sirsa. So Piyush ji, let me first ask you this. If you have nothing to hide, why run?
Well, the investigation has been ongoing for almost 1.5 years to 2 years now. I think around 14 of the Aam Aadmi Party and associated leaders have been arrested, including the top leadership like Mr. Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh ji. ED has been questioning them for, I think, quite some time now. In February 2023, Manish Sisodia ji has been arrested. It's almost been a year. Nobody is running from the investigations. Okay, but this is now high time. The country is going to vote in Lok Sabha 2024. So the Aam Aadmi Party and all the opposition parties, must equip themselves to call a spade a spade. So I don't think there's anything wrong in calling a spade a spade. And till date, after almost 1.5 years of investigation, ED has not been able to determine the corpus of the alleged liquor scam. The BJP leaders are coming as ED spokespersons. You can summon anybody you want, but at the end of the day, the onus remains on the investigating agencies, usually, to prove whether a person is guilty or innocent. Except for the PML Act, which we have debated a number of times. But in the PML Act, if the person is guilty until proven innocent. So, it's a mockery overall going around. It's basically, you can say that Kejriwal ji and Aam Aadmi Party is playing victim card. It's not like that. It's a witch hunt which is taking place.
If that is a witch hunt, Piyush ji, okay, we are sticking to the liquor policy right now. The Dawai scam will come to it in a bit. If it is a witch hunt, why are the courts not giving any relief to Manish Sisodia or to Sanjay Singh? If it is a witch hunt,
Okay.
Why is Satyendra Jain still behind bars for a totally different case altogether? 3 top AAP leaders have not been able to get relief from courts on charges, and 2 of them especially on a case which the AAP has openly declared is illegal. Thirdly, sir, if an enforcement directorate has given you a summons, if you've got nothing to hide, why shouldn't you honor the summons? Why should you duck it? Ji Piyush.
Okay, so let me take your questions one by one.
Ji.
When we are talking about the bail not being granted even by the Honorable Supreme Court, the 2019 amendments make it almost impossible for the bail to be granted in case the investigating agency objects. We have seen that, and that is what the Supreme Court has been reviewing. This is the same thing that Supreme Court has admitted under review, that the PMLA Act needs to be reviewed, and the 2019 amendments, the Finance Act of 2019, that needs to be looked into again. Of course, the review is not yet complete, but if the review is complete and if the decision is against the Finance Act of 2019, then things will go.
But what did the Delhi High Court have to say on this case, on the liquor policy case? What was its observation?
Look, same things we have been discussing time and again. So you have to prove the proceeds of the crime. You have to prove that the money laundering did take place. You have to establish a money trail. Everything is alleged. Allegedly this happened. Allegedly that happened. Allegedly that happened. And all you have is are certain businessmen turning approvers. That is all, and that is where the 2019 amendments are so dangerous when it comes to all that. So we have discussed about all these things time and again, and we have discussed about whether or not fixed corpus is there or not.
But the courts have had some very adverse notings.
Courts have had some certain favorable comments as well. We choose to discuss the adverse comments. That's our choice. Honorable Supreme Court made a favorable comment in the Manish Sisodia's case as well. Thereafter, it went ahead and the ED objected again, and ED said that this is an alleged money trail that could be proven in due course of time. That is why we are opposing the bail. So that is what happened. So we choose to look at adverse comments. We do not choose to look at the favorable comments, and that is where the whole ball game is.
Correct, but the fact is that they are still behind bars. The charges of graft continue to apply, and there are increasing number of people who are now naming Aam Aadmi Party leaders as part and parcel of this graft, to the extent that one of them has in their signed written statement said that the exchange happened even at the Chief Minister's presence and he was aware. So there are different cases. Dr. Ranganathan wants to say something, and then I'll come to you, Sirsaji. Yes, Dr. Ranganathan.
No, I have tremendous respect. Good evening, Anand. First of all, wish you a very happy new year to you and my fellow panelists. I have tremendous respect for Piyush ji, but I have to say this, that it is spurious for him to bring up the so-called 2019 amendment, because in the last 3 years, innumerable instances exist, including of Preeti Chandra, including of Mr. Satyendra Jain, where the Supreme Court has not blatantly, ignored the ED and given bail. So it is wrong for him to suggest that now, because bail has not been granted to Sisodia, it is because of the draconian amendments that have been brought, and Supreme Court's hands are tied. No, first of all, I think that's not true. But let me come to the thrust, because this is a very technical issue, and I have facts to say, nothing else. The irony, the sadness is that if AAP and AAP leaders get heartburn and stress and anxiety because of the liquor case, they can't even go to the mohalla clinic, because वहाँ पे भी तो फर्जी medicines मिल रही हैं. जाए तो जाए कहाँ, करे तो करे क्या? Arvind Kejriwal has become that fly that has settled on the fly swatter. He is rubbing his forelimbs with glee and living a charmed life. But for how long, Anand? I request Prime Minister Modi to quickly award Sisodia, Kejriwal and Satyendra the Bharat Ratna, because it cannot be given to convicted Indians. And it looks like a race against time. No, but seriously, isn't Arvind Kejriwal the same man who announced himself as an Aam Aadmi? And today he's decided that yet again he is going to blatantly ignore the summons from a constitutional agency. A summons from a non-independent agency is still legal summons. And by the way, the ED conviction rate, Anand, for PMLA cases is 95%. So this isn't some political witch hunt. And an Aam Aadmi respects the law of the land, doesn't he? Anand, is this not the same Aam Aadmi Party that arrested a Congress MLA 3 months ago on a case that the Supreme Court had itself squashed, and the Congress MLA was arrested based on investigations carried out by the same ED? Then AAP said, let law take its own course. And here, it is not willing to make the law take its own course, be that as it may. Let me give you just the facts and facts alone. This is from the Supreme Court order. Number one, the excess amount of 7% commission earned by the wholesale distributors of 338 crores constitute an offence as defined under Section 7 of the POC Act. These are proceeds of crime. This figure cannot be disputed or challenged. The new excise policy was meant to give windfall gains to select few wholesale distributors who in turn had agreed to give kickbacks and bribes. Number two, VAT and excise duty was payable separately. However, under the new policy, the VAT was reduced to a mere 1%. Three, Manish Sisodia was unable to provide any rational explanation for increasing the commission from 5% to 12%. Four, Mahadev Liquor, the wholesale distributor having 20% market share, was forced to surrender their license since they were not ready to pay kickbacks. Punjab Excise Department was used to arm twist them. These are all from Supreme Court. To summarize, there was a conspiracy on drafting new excise policy. It was meant to help those who gave kickbacks. PMLA offence is supported by material evidence. VAT was reduced to 1%. 7% excess commission was given amounting to 338 crores to the exchequer. AAP forced the company to give up its 20% market share in favor of another company. Additionally, Mr. Nair, the approver, allegedly arranged a meeting of Indo-Spirit chief with Kejriwal. There is prima facie violations of GNCTD Act 1991, Transition of Business Rule 1993, Delhi Excise Act 2009, Delhi Excise Rule 2010. There were also court deliberate and gross procedural lapses to provide post-tender undue benefits to liquor licenses. Excise Department gave a waiver of 144 crores to the licensees on the tender license fee in gross violation of Rule 4811B of the Delhi Excise Rules 2010. Also, finally, just 30 seconds. Excise Department revised the formula of foreign liquor rates calculation without approval of competent authority. Mr. Sisodia's closest aide has turned an approver. These facts don't see the light of day because, quite honestly, you are an exception. But AAP government ad spending has increased by 4,273% over the last 10 years. Last year, they spent 488 crores on ads. But you know, this also has to be said. Just 10 seconds. If you accept that AAP is as corrupt as all other parties, Anand, a kind of calmness dawns on you. So we should stop getting shocked by Kejriwal and his antics. He and his party are the same as any other political
See, I'll tell you what. You have listed out a laundry list of allegations and charges and what they have done, what they have not done. Whether they have had a huge number of ad spends, the courts have adversely seen it, and we saw those remarks even on the rapid rail transit system, that part. AAP has its defense. More importantly, they say हर allegation के पहले alleged लगा है, हर charge के पहले alleged लगा है. ये proof कहाँ है? Now, Manjinder Sirsadi, that's the question. And one of the charges against the BJP is that the BJP is speaking like the ED spokesperson. ED echoes BJP, BJP echoes ED. So that's why they're saying ED is acting on behalf of BJP or vice versa.
Anand, the word choice we have when Arvind Kejriwal holds a press conference and says कि BJP मेरे से vendetta कर रही है, BJP मेरे घर ED को भेज रही है. Don't you think that BJP has to come out and clarify? Yes, they have to clarify. We have left with no choice. And this is the same person who used to say, if you see his tweet of 2012, he used to say कि मुझे बहुत दुख हो रहा है ये देखकर कि नेता ईडी के सामनों पे पेश ही नहीं हो रहे और पेश होने को तैयार ही नहीं है. ये कानून को हमें बदलना होगा. इनको पहले रिजाइन करना चाहिए, फिर इनको जाके ईडी को सामने जाना चाहिए. ये कब बदलाव आएगा? एंड नाउ वी आर आस्किंग, भैया बदलाव कब आएगा? इज द सेम पर्सन हु सेड कि देखिए जी, हम लोगों को अब हम बदलाव के लिए आए हैं, हम छोटे घरों में रहेंगे, हम बिना सुरक्षा के जाएंगे, हम ये बड़े बड़ी स्कूटरों वाली गाड़ियों में नहीं रह सकते जी, हमें ये लाल बत्ती का कंसेप्ट को खत्म करना होगा, हमें ये करप्शन को जीरो करना होगा. एंड नाउ वेयर डिड इट स्टार्टेड एंड वेयर डिड इट एंडेड? फ्रॉम लिकर स्कैम, फ्रॉम स्कूल स्कैम, फ्रॉम बस स्कैम, फ्रॉम पावर स्कैम, from this medicine scam just a couple days back, and 2 days back only this forest scam where 238 crore rupees FD was made in a private firm with a fake name. That is Aam Aadmi Party. Now they are traveling in a chartered plane which cost around 30 lakh rupees per hour. Now they are running in a car which is a Land Cruiser, costs 2 crore rupees. Now they got 200 gunmen to protect them. Now they are living in a house which is more than 60 crore rupees. And now still we says, देखिए जी, हम आम आदमी हैं जी, हम जेल जाने से नहीं डरते, हमें जेल जाना होगा। एंड विद इट कम्स कि आइए देखिए जी, हमें जेल डालना चाहते हैं और हम भागकर पंजाब जाके शरण ले लेंगे। हैव यू एवर हर्ड अ चीफ मिनिस्टर रनिंग अवे फ्रॉम द क्राइम? Have you ever heard a chief minister running away from ED or CBI? And as a criminal, a hardcore criminals hiding in a Punjab, running away from the ED or CBI or from the law abiding agencies, and he's a chief, calling himself a chief minister, and then saying a vendetta politics. Where is the vendetta? I must tell, and I must remind Anand Ranganathan ji also. You are talking about a Congress MLA. Today morning he got a bail. Mr. Khera, he got a bail after 3 months, and again. By 2 a.m. they have registered another case and arrested him today itself. Now this is called vendetta politics, gentlemen. Okay. And when you talk about a huge money, 358 crore rupees, you took 9 minutes. Please give me 10 more seconds. 358 crore rupees proceed of crimes record is before the Supreme Court. And while rejecting the bail of Manish Sisodia, Supreme Court said, very categorically said, we have evidence of 358 crore rupees. Manish Sisodia bail is rejected with one condition, that the ED has to complete and the court has to complete the trial within 6 months. Now tell me, the gentleman was saying from last 1.5 years this ED investigation is going. From last 6 months, Arvind Kejriwal is evading ED. He evaded when he said, I'm busy in Gujarat election. Then he evaded by saying that I'm busy with the Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan election. And now he's saying, मेरा चुनाव लोकसभा का आने वाला है जी, इसलिए मुझे बीजेपी जेल में डालना चाहती है। अरे भाई, आपकी एक सीट नहीं है। अब लोकसभा में कितनी सीटें हैं आपकी? 0। एक आप अभी सीट बाई इलेक्शन में जीत के आए पंजाब में, वो भी डंडों के साथ। दिल्ली में 3 बार आपकी सत्ता आने पे एक भी वोट आपको लोकसभा में कोई डालना नहीं चाहता, और हमें कहते हैं कि हम जीत रहे हैं लोकसभा, इसलिए में जेल में डालना चाहते हैं। दिस इज द वन लेम एक्सक्यूज अरविंद केजरीवाल एवरी टाइम।
See, you are these allegations
बहुत बढ़ गया है जी, हम इसलिए जेल में डालना चाहते हैं। Is this the same statement I'm saying again and again? This message, this kind of a language.
Ji, Dr. Ranganathan wanted to say something before I go back to Piyush ji. I want to come back to Dr. Mandir Ayodhya ji after Dr. Ranganathan. Yes, Anand.
Sure. My good friend Piyush ji is itching for a retort, but be that as it may, let me please remind Sirsa ji कि इतने सारे स्कैम्स उन्होंने रैटल किए, वो दिल्ली जल बोर्ड का स्कैम तो आप भूल ही गए। 3700 करोड़ का जो आपका स्कैम है, 110 बैंक अकाउंट्स मेंशन ही नहीं है। तो इतने सारे स्कैम है सिरसा जी, आप वो भूल गए, अगली बार मत भूलिएगा। बट नंबर 2, एज फार एज आनंद यू सेइंग दैट आप इज सेइंग, कमिंग बैक बाय सेइंग दैट दीज आर ऑल एलिज्ड, कैन आई प्लीज रिमाइंड ऑल द आम आदमी पार्टी सपोर्टर्स, लीडर्स इंक्लूडिंग केजरीवाल, this is exactly what their modus operandi was. Do you remember those press conferences from 2011 to 2014? Not a single bona fide evidence, but they would hold press conferences alleging everyone from Ambani to Adani to Sheila Dikshit were dalals. These are the words they used. What happened? Were any of those convicted? No. But they did not spend even one moment thinking whether those are alleged crimes or not. They proclaimed everyone guilty, and now the same people are saying these are all alleged crimes.
No, Dr. Ranganathan, sorry, वो politics है जी। चुनाव के टाइम में ये सब चीजें कही जाती हैं। You should not, you have to overlook it and you have to take it with a pinch of salt. चुनाव आए गए, जीत के उसके बाद भूल गए। That is the politics of it. We have to accept it. No, we may be called, we may be branded, we may be said whatever, but that's the nature of politics.
Can I come in now, please?
Yeah, coming to you, Piyush ji, one second. Yes,
Anand, one thing you must always remember.
Yes, Sirsa ji.
One thing you must always remember. Arvind Kejriwal came out with a different set of politics. He कहे कि हम बदलाव करने आए हैं. And what was the बदलाव? बदलाव was this कि जब किसी पे एलिगेशन लगेगा उसको छोड़ना पड़ेगा, जब कोई आदमी बड़ी गाड़ी में नहीं जा सकता, कोई आदमी सिक्योरिटी पे पैसे नहीं खर्च कर सकता, कोई आदमी बंगले में बड़े में नहीं रह सकता। हम आदमी हैं जी, हमें आम आदमी की तरह रहना होगा जी। हम ये सारे काम कर, हम पूछते हैं आपने हमें कोई इतराज नहीं, आप बड़े बंगलों में रहिए, हमें इतराज नहीं है, पर आपने वोटे इस नाम से लोगों को बेवकूफ बना के वोटे दिए। हमारा कहना यह
but you have to also concede.
You have to practice what you preach.
I'll tell you what.
You have to practice what you preach.
Correct, but the fact is that the same Delhi has given an overwhelming majority to the Aam Aadmi Party, not once, not twice, but thrice. The third time in the civic polls. The third time in the civic polls.
That's right.
They also gave them a mandate in Punjab. choosing the Aam Aadmi Party above the Congress, the Akali Dal and also the BJP. So there must be something that they are doing right, or somewhere they are connecting with the voter, however they are doing. You may allege they are fooling them or whatever. So that let's not take it away. And no other political party in a history of a decade.
Can I come in now?
In a history of a decade. One second, sir. I know we are digressing. I'm just coming back. Please allow me. In the history of a decade of its existence, has been able to achieve what the AAP has achieved between 2013 and 2023. So these are all facts which are there on record. How they have managed, whether they managed in the right manner, whether they have stood up to the ideals that they promised, these are all argument and jury is out on that, but these are also facts. But here is the thing, Sirsa ji, here is the allegation before I go back to Piyush ji. How the numbers stack up. NDA 2 2014 to present. I'm just asking. See, 121 political leaders are under probe. 115 of them are opposition leaders. 6 are BJP and allies. Compare that with UPA 1 and 2, 2004 to 2014, 26 political leaders under probe, 14 were opposition leaders, 12 were allies of the Congress party itself. Opposition investigated party-wise breakup. 95% come from Congress 24, Trinamool 19, NCP 11, Shiv Sena 8, DMK 6, BJD 6, RJD 5, BSP 5, SP 5, TDP 5, AAP 3, INLD 3, YSRCP 3, CPM 2, NC 2, PDP 2, IND 2, AIDMK 1, MNS 1, SBSP 1, TRS 1. During the UPA it was 54%, TMC 7, BJP 3, BSP 2, BJD 1, YSRCP 1. कहीं ना कहीं तो ये एलिगेशन फ्रॉम द ऑपोजिशन कि राशन पानी लेकर के सरकार की एजेंसियों पर चढ़ी है। जी,
can I come in now, please?
Yeah, let Mr. Sissa respond and then Piyush, then I'll give you your 3 minutes.
Please let me clear it. Now, what happened from 2014 to 2023? I must explain you in just 10 seconds and very clear. Now you admitted one thing, that during the UPA rule, 54% was Congress and its allies. That's right. And after UPA rule, to 2014 to 2024, make it a 10 years. When in 10 years, the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, ensured that no person of this BJP or his allies can do a corruption. If he will do a corruption, he cannot survive in politics. Now what happened? Wonderful. So the number of 54% stands there same. And then it raised to 95% because there is no corruption in BJP government rule. And not a single allegation has been, even opposition is not able to prove a single or even put up a single allegation. So now what will happen? The number of BJP has decreased 0 and the 54% have become 94%. Secondly, I must remind you one thing. No, please let me complete it. I must remind you. You got a cash as Mamta Banerjee minister was caught. How much cash you got? 50 crore rupees. Suren, please let me complete it. 50 crore rupees cash from Mamta Banerjee minister. She said कि मेरे साथ vendetta हो रहा है, and thereafter she was forced to remove that minister. Now you come to the Maharashtra. 100 crore cash was found, and they themselves were able to forced to remove that minister. Now come to the Suren. His private secretary, his deputy commissioner, his IAS officer, they got 210 crore rupees cash was found and they were forced to suspend that officer. Now, is it my blame if the money, such a huge amount is found at the places of opposition leaders who are ruling parties either in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Bihar or Chhattisgarh? What is my fault? If they are urging of money, if Congress allow them for a corruption.
Okay, now please.
10 more seconds. If Congress allowing their ministers to have a corruption, if Samajwadi Party is allowing their minister to allow a corruption, if Mamta is allowing their minister to do a corruption, what is my fault?
Okay, let Piyush speak. Let Piyush speak. One of the biggest aspects, Piyush, charges, counter charges, the AAP has also let down somewhere. It's a fall from grace for the AAP given the number of scams and allegations from around it. Even in Punjab, the situation doesn't come to light on national media, but the situation on ground, it's quite tough for the AAP to maintain its posture the way they are. So I'm just asking you, after 10 glorious years of a peak, are you also hitting a dangerous trough from where the AAP will find it difficult to come back?
Absolutely. I got the gist of your questions. I got the essence. Now, just kindly let me respond.
Go ahead.
Why do we say that it is victimization or it is witch hunt? We say that because, we have heard of that Louis Berger scam. How many times Hemant Biswa Sarma has been summoned? How many times Digambar Kamath has been summoned? How many times Narayan Rane has been summoned? How many times Ajit Dada Pawar has been summoned? How many times Suvendu Adhikari has been summoned? How many times Mukul Roy was summoned while he was in BJP? So, just summoned. I'm not saying whether the inquiry has completed or not, whether the charge sheets have been, charge sheets have been submitted for quite some time now. So how many times they have been summoned in last 4 to 5 years? I would just like to know that. So that is why we are calling it as a witch hunt. You yourself mentioned the data that more than 95% of the cases are against the opposition leaders. We have talked about that. Now telling about the Aam Aadmi parties and the so-called alleged scams. Now tell me, Aam Aadmi Party is in power in Delhi since last 8 years almost now, since 2015. How many of those alleged scams have been proven or have been taken to conclusion? How many of the leaders of Aam Aadmi Party have been found guilty? So many FIRs
does it matter if Sheila Ji was in power for 15 years? Does it matter that she got all right to?
I did not.
She was there for 15 years.
Let him make his argument.
Gentlemen, you should always remember Sheila Ji.
She was in power for 15 years. Sirsa Ji, please allow Piyush Ji to complete.
Long monologue. I didn't interrupt you. I heard you.
Please complete. Please complete. Give him another minute. Let him make his argument.
All I am saying that you don't summon your own leaders. You don't summon those leaders who are the alleged of huge scams. Even your prime minister from all the electoral rallies took name of Ajit Dada Pawar, etc. When they come into your angan, your own backyard, तब हम सब भूल जाते हैं. तब हमें याद नहीं रहता कि किसका घोटाला है, क्या है. और भाई आम आदमी पार्टी की 8 साल से आप एक घोटाला प्रूव नहीं कर पाए हैं और आप बोलते हैं कि ये घोटाला.
But my point is, Piyush Ji,
एक को तो कंक्लूजन तक ले जाओ भाई. एक को तो ले जाओ.
Piyush Ji, देखिए, you made a lot of allegations against Sheila Dikshit Ji. What happened after 8 years you have been in power in Delhi? Have you been able to prove one charge against him, against her, against Suresh Kalmadi? There are a lot of people who you made charges against of the Congress party leaders, including Ajay Makanji also. No, I'm just saying. So you need to also 1 minute. There is a reason why this question is fair on the Aam Aadmi Party, because you said you will walk the talk, unlike other parties. One. Secondly, sir. Not calling somebody else for a summon doesn't justify your ignoring the summon. Your scam don't stand justified just because other scams have not been investigated.
It justifies the witch hunt.
Have not been investigated. If you believe that there is merit in the allegations against Himanta Biswa Sharma, Suvendu Adhikari, or Narayan Rane or Ajit Dada Pawar, then you are accepting that there is merit in the allegations being made even against Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, and that he should also first walk the talk by honoring the summons. So don't make this comparison. Please don't make this comparison. Anand Ranganathan. Sir, Anand Ranganathan. Yeah.
Now just let me respond.
I'll allow you to respond, sir. Final response will be you. After Anand Ranganathan also has a counter, so you can collectively rebut.
Okay, fair enough.
Anand Ranganathan.
Thank you, Piyush Ji. I didn't interrupt. I think I'm a bit disappointed by both my good friends Sirsa Ji and Piyush Ji, and I'll explain why. Is it an excuse for Kejriwal to not answer the summons just because other leaders are facing alleged cases of corruption and they haven't been summoned? मतलब अब यहाँ पे पहुंच गया, honest party यहाँ पे पहुंच गई है कि unequal application of law है, तो that is my excuse. कल को Anand, I went to court. I could have said so many other corrupt politicians have not been called to court, so I also won't go to court. Is that my excuse now? So that is completely unjustified. And secondly, I want to ask Sirsa Ji, who answered your question, which was a very legitimate question, कि 95% of cases are against politicians who don't belong to BJP, the investigative agency. So Sirsa Ji said कि बीजेपी में करप्शन हो ही रहा है. तो मैं एक चीज बस सिरसा जी पूछना चाहता हूं. सिरसा जी, do you believe in Narendra Modi when he said that Ajit Pawar is accused of a corruption worth 70,000 crores? Do you believe in Narendra Modi? Yes or no?
Fair question asked. And the politics, see, like I said, the politics of it remains. And this politics of convenience remains, and it applies across all political parties. But the AAP should have risen above this, because they said we are not every other political party. Piyush Ji, I'm running over on the show, but 30 seconds because I promised. So 30 seconds, please. Yes.
Thank you so much. AAP is above all these because Manish Sisodia ji, Sanjay Singh ji and Satyendra Jain ji, are serving an extended sentence and have not joined BJP. like others. If they were, accused of crimes, they would have washed themselves under the washing machine of Bharatiya Janata Party and cleaned their results
what a joke! What a joke!
And got rid of all those summons. So they
Very
are
good
still
answer.
in jail. That in itself says that they are honest.
You, my dear
No,
friend, will be awarded
so
good today.
if that is the case, that there is no wrong done, then walk the talk on the fact that you will follow the rule of law and you will go through the acid test,
Till
even if you are,
2024,
because you are holding fort and you are
the
standing
battle
up
is
to
being fought-
what you
the battle
believe
is being
is
fought on two
the
fronts,
opposite.
legal
That's one
and
part.
political.
So,
Legal and political.
no, like to like doesn't work in terms of scams. उसको नहीं बुलाया तो मुझे मत बुलाओ, उसको बुलाओगे तो लीगल है, मुझे बुलाओगे तो इलीगल है, वो
ये
करेगा तो
battle दो
गलत है,
जगह पे
मैं
है
करूंगा तो
legal
justified है.
और
That doesn't
political.
work, sir. And especially with the AAP, because the AAP came with a
Anand ji,
lot of
legal और
lofty
political.
promises.
बस,
I
ये नहीं भूलना है.
I have to wind up on that note. Thank you very, very much, gentlemen. Thank you for a sane, civilized debate. Thank you very, very much. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we should have the very, very known gents here, Acharya Lokesh Muniji joining us, taking the right stand. Plus, we'll also tell you all the preparations ahead of the Pran Pratishtha of Ramlala in Ayodhya. Stay with us.
Hello, Moto.
이번 훈련을 통해 혹한에서도 최상의 전투준비 태세를 유지한 가운데 적 도발 시 즉각 강력히 끝까지 응징할 수 있는 한미연합 결전태세를 확립할 수 있었습니다.
The meaning behind today's training is to demonstrate the ability for U.S. forces and ROK Army forces to effectively conduct combined arms operations.
I can't imagine a better way to start the new year. What a great opportunity to train infantry and armor together, ROK and US together.
The countdown has begun. Massive preparations are underway and Ayodhya is getting the facelift that it's not seen over in a millennia, ladies and gentlemen. From beautification to tourist convenience to security, elaborate arrangements are being made in Sri Ayodhya. So what happens between the 16th to the 22nd of January? Let's decode. On the 16th of January, the host appointed by the temple trust, Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra, will conduct the atonement ceremony. The Dashavidh bath, Vishnu worship and also offering of the cow, Gaudan, will be made on the banks of the Saryu river. The next day, a procession will be held called the Nagar Brahman, carrying the Murti of Ram Lala all around Ayodhya Nagari, but Ram Lala will be covered. His face will, however, be covered. Devotees carrying Saryu water and Mangal Kalash will reach the Ram Janmabhoomi temple and offer water. On the 18th, the next day, formal rituals will start with the Ganesh Ambika Puja, Varun Puja, Matrika Puja, Brahman Varan and also the Vastu Puja. On the 19th, the holy fire will be lit, the Yagna, followed by the establishment of the Navagraha and a Havan. On the 20th, the Sanctum Sanctorum of the Ram Janmabhoomi temple where Ram Lala will be Virajman will be washed with water from the Saryu river, after which the Vastu Shanti and the Anna Divas and rituals will also be conducted. On the 21st, a day before the Pran Pratishtha, Ram Lala's Murti will be bathed in 125 urns and will finally be placed inside the Sanctum Sanctorum on the 22nd of January. After the morning puja, the deity of Ram Lala will be consecrated in the Mrigashira Nakshatra between 12:12 p.m. and 12:45 p.m. on the 22nd of Jan. So soon after noon and just before 1 p.m. That will be that entire half-hour window. Meanwhile, here's how Yogi Adityanath is preparing for the Bhavya event. 8 to 10,000 guests have been extended invitation for the ceremony. 100 chartered planes expected to land on Jan 21st and 22nd itself. Arrangements are being made for airstrips in the nearby areas of Ayodhya. Sultanpur, Ambedkar Nagar, Azamgarh airstrips are being readied. Special movement route for VVIPs arriving for the event. Some celebrities have been asked to do a pool of chartered aircraft so that the number of aircraft that have to touch down can be reduced. All invited guests will have a QR code on the invitation. They have designated areas in the tents allocated for them to stay. No hotel bookings are allowed for public on the 21st and 22nd of January. Exceptions, however, have been made for wedding and, of course, health emergencies. With Prime Minister Narendra Modi, top politicians, host of celebrities, sports personalities to throng the temple town, massive security arrangements are also in place. Ayodhya has been divided into red and yellow zones. Ram Mandir will come under the red zone. Kanak Bhavan, Hanuman Gadi in the yellow zone. AI-based system will be installed as pilot project. AI system will be used in crowd management. AI system will also be used to identify suspicious elements of people. The red zone will have 6 companies of CRPF, 3 companies of PAC, 9 companies of the SSF and 300 policemen, 47 fire service personnel, 40 radio personnel, 2 bomb disposal squad teams, 2 anti-sabotage teams, 1 commando unit of the PAC, 1 unit each of the ATS, STF, NSG. The yellow zone will have 34 sub-inspectors, 71 head constables, 312 constables. Yes, Ayodhya will be like the impregnable fortress of yore. The Yogi government is also leaving no stone unturned for the Ram Mandir's Pran Pratishtha or Ram Lala's consecration. A host of events are lined up closer to January 22nd and a lot of arrangements have been made for Ram Bhakts. Deepotsav to be celebrated in every Ayodhya temple on the 22nd of Jan. International Kite Festival to be held between 19th to the 21st of January. Ram Bhajan will be played in all SRTC buses till the 22nd of Jan. Help desks to assist tourists will be established at toll plazas. Eateries run by UP government to be called Mata Shabari Bhojanalaya. Holy Ayodhya app to book homestays. 500 buildings have been registered. Signage in languages as per the 8th schedule of Constitution. Signboards also in 9 languages of the United Nations. All of this will be in place. 23rd January onwards, the Mandir will be thrown open for all darshan, all devotees who will be thronging Ayodhya. Till the 22nd, it's going to be a fortress between the 15th and the 22nd of January. Joining us now is Acharya Dr. Lokesh Muniji, Jain Seer, who's been involved in the Ram Janmabhoomi movement and also the founder of the Ahimsa Vishwa Bharati. Acharya ji, namaste. You are one of the special invitees. आप प्रत्यक्ष देखेंगे जब राम लला विराजमान होंगे How are you looking forward to the 22nd of January?
नहीं, ये तो जो कोटि कोटि राम भक्त हैं देश और दुनिया में फैले हुए, उन सब के लिए बहुत परम प्रसन्नता का दिन होगा, क्योंकि जिसके लिए सैकड़ों वर्षों से संघर्ष किया जा रहा था, हजारों लोगों ने अपना बलिदान दे दिया, और जिसके साथ करोड़ों करोड़ों लोगों की आस्था जुड़ी हुई है, श्रद्धा जुड़ी हुई है, विश्वास जुड़ा हुआ है, और वो पल जब आ रहा है तो उसको याद करके ही रोमांचित हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि प्रभु श्री राम भारत की अस्मिता के प्रतीक हैं। और आज जब उनके बाल स्वरूप विग्रह का प्राण प्रतिष्ठा होने जा रही है, तो मैं बहुत ही आनंदित हूँ, प्रफुल्लित हूँ, प्रसन्नचित हूँ।
आचार्य जी, एक बात बताएं कि 90 के दशक में क्या ये बात बन जाती, क्या राम मंदिर और रामलला विराजमान आज से दशकों पहले हो सकते थे? उस वक्त क्या हुआ था?
बिल्कुल, राम मंदिर पहले ही बन जाता और सर्वसम्मति से बनता, शांतिपूर्ण ढंग से बनता। अगर बीच में राजनीति बखेड़ा नहीं हुआ होता, एक समय में तो मैं समाधान के बहुत निकट पहुंच चुका था। सन 92 के कालखंड की मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूं, और 6 दिसंबर को ये जो घटना घटती है, उससे पहले का 1 महीना अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण और संवेदनशील हो गया था। और उस दौरान तत्कालीन प्रधानमंत्री नरसिंह राव जी से मैंने 3 बैठकें की, और मैं चूंकि सबका विश्वास अर्जित किए हुए था और एक विश्वसनीयता के साथ एक ऐसा प्रयास था जिसमें सबको स्वीकार्यता होनी थी। लेकिन राजनीति एक ऐसा मसला है, प्रभु राम को जो भी मंजूर था, लेकिन अब तो अतीत को तो हम व्यतीत करें, लेकिन हमारे सामने जो 22 जनवरी है, मैं समझता हूं दुनिया भर में फैले हुए राम भक्तों के लिए ये बहुत ही प्रसन्नता का पल है। और मेरा सौभाग्य है कि मैं प्रतिष्ठा महोत्सव में मुझे आमंत्रित किया गया, और मैं उसमें भाग लेने के लिए 18 जनवरी को ही मैं तो बल्कि अयोध्या जी पहुंच रहा हूं।
आचार्य जी, एक प्रश्न मेरे मन में है, आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि जैन धर्म का श्री राम से क्या संबंध है?
देखिए, मैं बल्कि मुझे अच्छा लग रहा है, मैं CNN न्यूज 18 के माध्यम से दुनिया भर के लोगों को यह कहना चाहता हूं, प्रभु श्री राम का जैन धर्म में वही स्थान है जो जैन धर्म में आदि तीर्थंकर भगवान ऋषभ का, आदिनाथ का जो स्थान है, या मैं कहूं 24वें तीर्थंकर भगवान महावीर का जो स्थान है, जैन परंपरा में वही स्थान प्रभु श्री राम का है। जैन रामायण के अनुसार प्रभु श्री राम मोक्षगामी हुए हैं, उन्होंने मोक्ष को, उन्होंने निर्वाण को प्राप्त किया है, और इसलिए इन तीनों में कोई भेद नहीं है। जैन परंपरा में फिर से दोहराऊंगा, और इतना ही नहीं, मैं प्रसंगवश ये भी कहना चाहूंगा, जैन परंपरा में नमस्कार महामंत्र सबसे बड़ा मंत्र माना गया। प्रातःकाल हर जैन अनुयायी उसका स्मरण करता है। उसी तरह से हमारे प्राचीन जैन श्रावक श्राविकाएं जो है 16 मां सतियों का भी स्मरण करती है। और आपको बताना चाहूंगा, उन 16 मां सतियों में एक मां सती सीता जी हैं, तो एक मां सती अंजना जी हैं, पवन पुत्र, अंजना सुत पवन पुत्र हनुमान जी जिनके पुत्र हैं। तो ये हमारे यहाँ पर श्रवण परंपरा, ये सारी परंपराएं, सनातन परंपरा, ये आपस में जुड़ा हुआ रहा है। महापुरुष किसी एक जाति, धर्म या संप्रदाय के नहीं होते हैं। जैसे नदियों का पानी, वृक्ष के फल, सूर्य की रोशनी, चंद्रमा की शीतलता सबके लिए है, उसी तरह से महापुरुष तो सभी के होते हैं। ये अलग बात है कि हम लोगों ने उनको बांट लिया अलग अलग ढंग से। महापुरुष सबके हैं, और प्रभु श्री राम का वो स्थान है जैन परंपरा में जो भगवान आदिनाथ ऋषभ का या तीर्थंकर महावीर का है।
व्हाट अ वंडरफुल एक्सप्लेनेशन आचार्य जी। पर कई लोग कहते हैं कि राम काल्पनिक हैं, मंदिर तो अयोध्या में बन रहा है, पर ये दुनिया भर में क्यों धूम मच रही है, देश भर में क्यों उल्लास है? आप क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए, मैं यूं कहूंगा, दुनिया में क्रिया की प्रतिक्रिया होती है, ये एक स्वाभाविक है। जब किसी चीज को आप ज्यादा दबाओगे, किसी स्प्रिंग को, तो वो ज्यादा उछलती है। सैकड़ों वर्षों से जिस चीज के लिए दबाया गया, वंचित रखा गया, उसके लिए गुमराह किया गया, रोड़े अटकाए गए, और अब जब सैकड़ों वर्षों के बाद जब अवसर आ रहा है तो अतिरिक्त प्रसन्नता होता, अतिरिक्त आह्लाद होना, ये सब स्वाभाविक है। और मैं समझता हूं अगर गंभीरता से देशवासी इस घटना को, ये एक घटना सामाजिक समरसता का आधार हो सकती है। ये इस घटना के कारण से हमारा आपस के अंदर प्रेम, भाईचारा, सौहार्द बढ़ सकता है। इसलिए मैं तो CNN न्यूज 18 के माध्यम से अपील करना चाहूंगा उन लोगों से भी कि वे सभी जो हैं, कोई भी इसके लेकर के अनावश्यक बयानबाजी न करे, और उससे माहौल बिगड़ता है, उससे कोई फायदा नहीं होना है। बल्कि जिनके पूर्वजों ने जो गुनाह किया था, मंदिर को ध्वस्त करके, उसके ये प्रायश्चित का, पश्चाताप का अवसर बनाया जा सकता है, और आपस के अंदर प्रेम, भाईचारा, सौहार्द बढ़ाने का इसको माध्यम बनाया जा सकता है। इस अवसर पर सबको उत्साह से भाग लेना चाहिए।
भारत के कालखंड में इसे समय सूचक की तरह देखा जा रहा है कि यहां से भारत के राइज की बात होगी, विकसित भारत का जो स्वप्न हम देख रहे हैं, देश दुनिया में भारत का नाम, परचम जो लहराएगा। आप इससे मानते हैं? डू यू एग्री विद दिस?
बहुत बड़ा, मैं अगर आपको कहूं, एकदम मेरे सामने स्पष्ट है। मैं आपको एक उदाहरण दूं। काशी कॉरिडोर का जो उद्घाटन हुआ है, मैं आंकड़ों के साथ, तथ्यों के साथ बात कर रहा हूं। सन 2023 में जितने लोग गोवा गए हैं टूरिज्म पर, उससे कई गुना अधिक लोग काशी गए हैं। ये अपने आप के अंदर आप देखिएगा, आने वाले वर्षों के अंदर एक स्पिरिचुअल टूरिज्म का भी एक ये होगा। और उसके साथ साथ जो है विकास के, डेवलपमेंट के, और मैं तो बल्कि ये भी कहना चाहूंगा कि डेवलपमेंट भी अध्यात्म की नींव आधारित होता है तो जीवन में वरदान बनता है, और अध्यात्म की नींव नहीं होती है तो विकास कभी कभी वरदान के बजाय अभिशाप बन जाता है। मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम राम का समग्र जीवन जो है वो हमें अध्यात्म की प्रेरणा देता है, अनुशासन की प्रेरणा देता है, त्याग की प्रेरणा देता है, बलिदान की प्रेरणा देता है। संस्कार मिलेंगे उससे हमारी भावी पीढ़ी को, हमारी युवा पीढ़ी को। निश्चित रूप से इसका बहुत बड़ा बेनिफिट जो है जनता जनार्दन को, न केवल देश की बल्कि दुनिया भर से जो लोग आएंगे। भारत की एक मौलिक विशेषता रही है कि यहां से चरित्र का जो संदेश, वसुदेव कुटुंबकम का, सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामय का, ये सारा संदेश अयोध्या जी से प्रसारित होगा।
जी, आपने काशी की बात की आचार्य जी, तो अब देखिए ज्ञानवापी का मंदिर मसला, कृष्ण जन्मभूमि का मसला, अगेन इट्स इन द कोर्ट्स, तो उस पर भी क्या एक पॉलिटिकल लीगल बैटल होना चाहिए, या फिर इस पर समझौता कर इस विषय को कोर्ट्स और पॉलिटिक्स से बाहर रखकर इसको सुलझा लेना चाहिए? हिंदुओं को उनकी जगह मिलनी चाहिए।
तो मैं समझता हूं हिंदुओं का जो सेंटिमेंट, जितना मैं समझ पाया हूं, भाप पाया हूं, या निकटता से मैंने जो महसूस किया है, कम से कम काशी और मथुरा
जी,
इस मामले में सनातन हिंदू परंपरा कदापि जो है वो अपने जो अधिकार हैं या उनकी जो आस्था है, श्रद्धा है, विश्वास है, उसके साथ कोई समझौता करना नहीं चाहेगा। और बाकी ये देश के नेतृत्वकर्ताओं का, देश के अग्रगण्य चिंतकों का ये कर्तव्य है कि वो उसके लिए एक माहौल बनाए, वातावरण बनाए, क्योंकि देखिए समाज में शांति, सद्भावना जरूरी है। हमारे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री विकास की बहुत चर्चा करते हैं। मैं प्रसंगवश ये भी कहना चाहूंगा कि विकास के लिए भी अनिवार्य शर्त है, समाज में जब शांति और सौहार्द होता है तभी इन्वेस्टर आता है। अगर समाज में शांति सौहार्द का माहौल नहीं होगा तो बाहर से इन्वेस्टर भी नहीं आएगा। तो शांति सौहार्द भी जरूरी है, और उसके लिए मैंने जैसा आपके सामने बात रखी, इन तीन स्थानों के प्रति एक अलग सेंटिमेंट है सनातन हिंदू परंपरा का।
जी, आपने प्रधानमंत्री जी की बात की, तो विपक्ष के कुछ लोगों का कहना है कि ये आस्था का विषय है, साधु संतों को वहां होना चाहिए। प्रधानमंत्री वहां क्या कर रहे हैं, आप क्या कहेंगे?
देखिए प्रधानमंत्री जो है वो पूरे देश के प्रधानमंत्री है, वो किसी पार्टी के नहीं है। प्रधानमंत्री को इस रूप से देखना ये ठीक नहीं है। आप याद कीजिए जिस समय सोमनाथ का हुआ था उस प्रसंग को उस समय याद कर लीजिए। तो ये कहना ठीक नहीं है। मैं कहता हूं प्रधानमंत्री क्यों ना जाए, वो देश के प्रधानमंत्री है, देश का नेतृत्व करते हैं और ऐसे अवसर पर उनकी भी अपनी भावनाएं हैं। वो देश के प्रधानमंत्री भी है और साथ साथ में वो देश के नागरिक भी हैं और वो भी उनकी भी अपनी आस्था है उसके प्रति। तो ऐसे के अंदर व्यक्तिगत तौर पर भी और देश के प्रधानमंत्री के रूप में अवश्य राजनीति तो देखिए इस मसले पर शुरू से जुड़ी रही है
जी।
मैं किसी एक पार्टी विशेष की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं। अगर ये राजनीति नहीं होती तो उसी समय जिस समय मैं प्रयास कर रहा था 92 के कालखंड के अंदर सर्वसम्मति से शांतिपूर्ण ढंग से इसका निर्माण हो गया होता। तो इसीलिए सभी अपने अपने ढंग से राजनीतिक दल लेकिन इससे जोड़ करके नहीं देखना चाहिए और सबको इसमें उत्साह से भाग लेना चाहिए।
जी, मेरा अंतिम प्रश्न है आपसे आचार्य जी कि आप तो वहां प्रत्यक्ष होंगे ऑन ग्राउंड। अभी देश भर में सेलिब्रेशन शुरू हो गए हैं, 14 से संक्रांति है, कई सारे विधि विधान और अनुष्ठान वहां अयोध्या में भी शुरू हो जाएंगे। जो आम जनमानस है उन्हें क्या करना चाहिए 22 जनवरी के दिन?
मैं चाहूंगा इस अवसर पर अगर जो प्रभु श्री राम के इस भव्य मंदिर की प्राण प्रतिष्ठा का उत्साह से मनाना चाहते हैं तो देशवासियों से अपील करना चाहता हूं कि इस दिन वो संकल्प करे
जी
जो मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम श्री राम के जीवन के गुण थे उन गुणों को हम कैसे आत्मसात करें। मैं जैन धर्म की जिस परंपरा से हूं वो गुण पूजा में विश्वास करता है और अगर हम मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम राम के जीवन से अगर प्रेरणा लें बल्कि मैं तो चाहूंगा कि वो हमारी शिक्षा का हिस्सा बने। हमारी शिक्षा के अंदर जो है अनुशासन का, मर्यादा का, त्याग का, संयम का, बड़े लोगों का सम्मान का, महिलाओं के सम्मान का, अन्याय के प्रति संघर्ष का, ये सारी प्रेरणा मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम राम से जीवन से मिलती है और उस दिन देशवासियों को संकल्पबद्ध होना चाहिए और अपने जीवन में यत किंचित रूप से उनके जो गुण हैं उनको आत्मसात करने का संकल्प करना चाहिए।
आचार्य जी आभार। थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर स्पीकिंग विद अस हियर एट CNN News 18. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. With that, we call it a wrap on this edition of The Right Stand. Our coverage on Ram Mandir for India continues here on CNN News 18. Stay with us right through, ladies and gentlemen, till the Pran Pratishtha on the 22nd of January. Signing out for the moment.
Co-presented by
exact type of training that our soldiers hope for when we come here to Korea. Every single one of them will remember this day and talk about it for the rest of their lives. 이번 훈련을 통해 혹한에서도 최상의 전투준비 태세를 유지한 가운데 적 도발 시 즉각 강력히 끝까지 응징할 수 있는 한미연합 결전 태세를 확립할 수 있었습니다.
2024년도 투쟁 방향에 대한 국가적인 행정경제 사업 체계와 질서를 강화하며 내각의
북남 관계와 통일 정책에 대한 입장을 새롭게 정립해야 할 절박한 요구를 제기하고 있습니다. 이제는 현실을 인정하고 남선 것들과의 관계를 보다 명백히 할 필요가 있습니다.
경야는 최고 용도자 동측에서는 문재인 손잡고 북과 남을 자유롭게 오가시며 금단의 선, 분단의 벽을 문재인 대통령은 오늘과
대남 대적 부문의 기교들을 폐지 및 정리하고 근본적인 투쟁 원칙과 방향을 전환할 때 대하여 제시하신 과업을 철저히 관철하기 위해서 1월 1일 조선민주주의민공화국 외무상 최선희 동지가 해당 관계부문 일꾼들과 협의를 진행했습니다.
경야는 최고 용도자에서 로조 친선의 역사와 전통을 계승 발전시키려는 로된 것을 대단히
Good evening, welcome to Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. There was high drama today between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party. AAP leaders for the last 24 hours have been crying hoarse that Delhi Chief Minister and their leader Arvind Kejriwal will be arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. He was summoned by the ED not once or twice but 3 times, and on all 3 occasions he chose to skip the summons. The Aam Aadmi Party says this is a cooked up case and it is political vendetta, and they're doing this just months before the Lok Sabha election. The BJP, on the other hand, says that if the Delhi Chief Minister is indeed Kattar Imandar as he claims he is, then why is he afraid of facing the Enforcement Directorate's questions? That brings us to our moot question tonight. How long can Kejriwal continue to skip summons by the Enforcement Directorate? Is it time for the Delhi Chief Minister to show up and face the law?